Good morning, everybody. Welcome in for some Crusaders King 3. Picking up where we left off last time, we have just had the father of our empire die, and also the man who reformed our religion. So we'll be picking up with his daughter, who is, what is it, Tsarina? Just chief. Oh, it's because of the religion reformation. Bear with me, still getting the stream set up here. Alright, so let's see what our options are here. Found a holy order, which we may do that. We've got the piety for it and the gold. Alright, so she has already gone through the theologian line. Let's stick with scholarship and we'll get her to know thyself, and then we'll think about maybe switching to stewardship. We'll see. I was going to say we have the potential to pass on some good traits here, but looks like she's pretty scarred up already. Currently wounded at 16 too. Good lord. Alright, so we want to start breeding properly here. I'd like to get a genius going in the line if we can. Doesn't look like anybody with that trait available. So let's go with, I'm not concerned with alliances at this point. We can get our alliances through these other kids. Okay, he's already betrothed. She, however, is not. Let's check our council. And then we'll check factions. Alright, you're going to make a really good marshal. He'll make a decent steward. Learning. You really wouldn't make a good anything else. Just sent her proposal, so we're good there. Let's get these alliances out of the way. I always ignore the inheritance lines. I probably shouldn't. Give that away. What are our other options? Yeah, they're all right around Moscow. Those are the cities that we had just created. So let's put it there. Our domain is pretty consistently centrally located. 5, 6. Where's 7? 7's Kiev. Ah. What's interesting about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. Oh, because we don't actually hold that one. Let's go ahead and invite champions, and then we'll go on a pilgrimage pending whatever's going to happen with factions. I think my plan was... keep patient, to start moving south to Hungary and breaking up the Byzantine Empire, because we pretty much got what we need from a Russian Empire perspective. The only thing we're missing here is the Biarma land. Oh, that's right, and we are still consistently converting to our reformed Slovianskan religion. And the rest of that's all good. Not going to bother getting him married. I don't think we've seen any factions yet. Oh, yep, we have 2 factions, one of which is decently powerful, so let's go ahead and sway her. Get her on our side. But at this point in the campaign, factions should become less and less of a problem just because of our renown. So the first thing we want to do, let's finish off the Biarma land, if we're competitive enough with them, which it's going to be close, but we'll need to put claims in here too. That's interesting. Great Holy War for the Kingdom includes all of this stuff. Oh, it's because these guys are not of my religion yet. But they will be soon enough. I don't like any of the claims. I think we're just going to put in our own claims separately. Do that matrilineally. Oh, that's right, we do have the Unite the Slavs. Not something I actually even want to do, though. I'm content with the Russian Empire. Oh, that's right. We were talking about dismantle the papacy. which might be fun to do as a long-term goal. And how are we doing on development? Moscow's getting there. Obviously, we're nowhere near Europe, proper Western Europe. And we haven't seen the Khans invade yet. This is just naturally expanding east. What is with all the old champions? I'm not even going to bother recruiting him. Don't really need to create any of those duchies. .96% chance, even if we lose opinion. Take it for 300 lifestyle points. Alright, now this one will be problematic. Who are the 6 members? And can we pay them off? She can't join a faction, I thought. Suddenly she's not in, can't join faction anymore. Not for 176, no way. That's who I'm swaying right now, I believe, right? Yep. Wow, they're really getting some folks to join. Let's host a feast. See if we can't. 250. I'd rather save the gold for mercenaries, should they be needed. What we really need is higher dread. Alright, so now we are going to need allies. I think we'll marry into these factionalized families if we can. She has a betrothed. You do not. Let's arrange a marriage between him. How old is he? 10. And my daughter, who's also 10. That'll remove him from the faction. And disbands the faction altogether, because that's who they wanted to install on the throne, I think. Oh no, that's who they wanted to install on the throne. There, that got rid of that faction pretty much straight away. So the next one would be this family that we need to marry into, and I don't think she's going to have kids. That are young enough. No, what about him? He's already married, and she is betrothed. So I think we just continue to sway. And once we get her on our side, that faction shouldn't have enough power. Plus she's old. She might die in the middle of the... Yeah, I'll go to that. Who else is there? Cover it up. Hey, Laurentius. When did Hungary conquer? They've had a pretty big kingdom for a while. I think because they've been allied to the Byzantines. Obviously, they're both Orthodox. How you doing, Zardis? Good to see you. Should also take care of most of what was in that faction. Now they'll reform, but by then we should have swayed her enough to take her out of the running here as well. I mean, you know, she does have the wrathful trait, so you might as well take advantage of it. They really want to install him on the throne. It is currently 1097. Looks like Hungary split apart a little bit here. What county is that? Or what duchy is that? We do want that. So, let's take it. Now, again, they might... Holy Moses, that's a lot of mercenaries. They might call in their holy order. So we're going to overkill this. Start with that, and then we'll raise the rest if their mercenaries and their holy orders show up before we finish the war. Jeez. This faction just will not go away. Didn't we just get an alliance with them? Alright, well, you're going to be the next one we sway then. Yeah, the Mongols will be showing up fairly soon. I'm not overly concerned with them. But, you know, we'll see. Everything from this point forward is pretty much cake. So we've got 350 years of doing whatever we want because we've already achieved our goal. Uh-oh. He was young. What did he die of? Cancer. She's not of age yet. We'll see how it shakes out. Hey, I used that sigil once in one of my Spanish campaigns. Alright, I'm not going to go for the rest of these lines. What do I want to invest in? Yeah, that'll be our primary goal, I think, at this point, is we'll just spend some time trying to dismantle the papacy. Do I want to go stewardship or diplomacy? I could go into scholar, stay here and just go into scholar. We do need both cultural fascination and plant cultivation. Yeah, let's stay here for at least a couple more upgrades. Assault. Let's get this war over with. calling in their holy order. And let's grant that to a low noble. Grant that. To whom? You. Alright, let's take a look at that faction. We've got 18 months to work on this. 16 months to work on it. Plus, they're not all that discontent. They're just complainers, that's all. I mean, if you think about it, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, I mean, that would be pretty traditionally their territory. Close to it, anyway. Alright, who's not Russian? I want to go to development. Where are you? You're not part of our empire. That's who you are. Yeah, I think that we'll finish swaying her before Are there any other small principalities that we could pick off? Not really. Nothing that we really care about. I want to expand this way. Oh, we do want to go on a pilgrimage. How much is that going to cost? 210. It's expensive, but ultimately it's worth it. We want to get Wise Woman if we can. Damn it. I don't mind if we get lost. How we get lost in our own empire and can't find Kiev is beyond me, but whatever. Alright, 78% chance. Come on, baby. Yay. Oh, that's not it. Yay! Yeah, that will help quite a bit. Even here. It's not like they don't like us. It's just weird. we send her a gift yet? No. We can send her a gift. It's going to take a lot of our cash. When is our next? Not for 7 months. They'll have the power to... I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's amazing how fast our new religion spread once we converted everybody. It's one of the reasons why I love Thoughtful so much, because on Secession you just pay everybody off and then you're good to go. Factions are never a problem. What would she ask me for? If she wanted to be my spy master, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. If she wanted any other position, that would be awful. We really can't afford for her to expose the fact that we're a murderer. It will decrease people's opinion too much. We'll give her a hook, as much as I hate giving hooks away. Who's he fighting? Finland. Alright, well, here we go. Where are they going to raise their primary force? Here. So all we need to do is take that out quickly. She would actually make the best spy master. I shouldn't have bothered giving her the hook. The war was inevitable. Now, I'm not going to split my forces up, because we should be able to handle this pretty quickly once we take their capital. They'll all be divided. So we'll take this capital, bring everybody back, disband them, come take this capital. Matter of fact, could I afford... No. Oh, do we have any allies to call in? We don't. It shouldn't surprise you too much, Laurentius. It happens all the time. Still happens today. See this region here. pretty much anywhere in the Middle East. Uh, 30 gold. We really can't afford it. Not in the middle of this war. How quickly are they making progress over here? Not very. Yeah, we're gonna get raided a whole bunch during this. There's nothing I can do about it, so quit telling me. Or most of China is in that same boat. That's pretty much most of the world, really. Hey, Roic, how are you? Never seen the game before, huh? Well, you're coming in at a very interesting time. As we are dealing with a massive split in our empire. Alright, let's head over here and deal with these guys. Now, if I disband in my own territory... First of all, let's kill them. Yep, I know. How long will it take me to get here? 5 months. And that's all hostile territory. If we come that way, there's a good chance that they'll be able to form up. I think I would rather move back one step. Let's go back here and see what the penalty for disbanding is, if there is one. Oh, wait. Never mind. We can catch them. 100 casualties, we can afford that. If we can catch them, then going this way will be worth it. Yep, Civil War. My brother-in-law, I think, they want to install on the throne. Let me take a look. He's just my vassal. Is he even of my... He's not even of my dynasty. So we actually do need to win this. It's somewhat similar, only the strategy elements are much deeper than Total War games, and the combat is less so. I don't think we can catch them. And I don't want to take too much attrition. It's going to be tough to catch them. Do we have anybody who increases our speed? No, but he does have Forder, which would be good. Let's switch to you as our general. I think I should have continued with my original plan. I don't think we're going to be able to catch them. They're moving way faster than we are because they're in friendly territory. And we're going to go broke here soon, too. Alright, let's just head over that way. I'm not going to chase down an army. Play into their hands. Let's see if we can catch them while they're split up. And do we have anybody else that isn't betrothed at the moment? I don't think we do. What about sisters or brothers? Volga, Bulgaria. Do we have any relatives that we could use? We have a grandson. I'm desperate. Let's do it. But that still didn't create an alliance. Damn it. I thought that would. We're not going to make it over there in time. I don't think we can win. We just don't have enough allies. Yes, I know we're going to get raided. I wonder, just out of curiosity, it went down to 5%. They might have accepted at 13%. Yeah, and now we're broke. I'm 100% positive we cannot win this. We're gonna have to catch them split apart somehow. Right, like that. We are losing money so fast. It's not even, it's scary how quickly we're losing cash. We need to gather war score fast and just get a white piece. Alright, maybe we'll get enough war score out of this to force them into a white piece. Yes. Oh, just barely. Come on, accept. Woo! And this is why focusing on infrastructure is always important. Alright, now we can deal with these raiders. Which, there, and nothing I can do about that one. We're broke. I can't even deal with that one. We've got to get back in the in the black. It's kind of dice rolls. So the way combat works is, well, it'd be easier to show you. So I'll bring up an army here, and I'll show you kind of how it works fundamentally. We'll get a little bit of gold out of this, so it won't be a complete loss. So the way it works, there are some dice rolls involved. You select your army and then you go where you want to attack. And this will show you what your potential chances are. So because I'm in debt, I take a penalty, and because they have a better army commander, I take a penalty. But here are all of my advantages. The other thing that takes place is what kind of troops do you have? So these are our levies, our knights, our men-at-arms that are currently heavy infantry, pikemen, bowmen, light cav, skirmishers, and siege weapons. So each one of these counters another of the enemy's forces. So if all they have are bowmen and siege weapons, then I would want an army that has more light cav, because light cav counters bowmen. So things like that take a lot of precedence in it. So how good your commander is, which you can increase their martial skill. There's a whole lot that goes into the underlying aspects of it. But there are dice rolls with things like, let me see if I can find a good example of a commander trait. Here you go. So if your commander has a trait like Cautious Leader, then they get different dice rolls. So there's some RNG to it, for sure, but not as much as you would think. Let's add another 1,000 levies in here. Nothing I can do. Come on, gather. Hurry up. Alright, that should be enough. Join forces, and let's go catch these guys. Ah, we don't have to. Somebody else caught them. But you'll notice, like, the AI is super opportunistic in the fact that it knows that I'm in debt, it knows that I was at war, so it immediately starts sending raiders in to hurt me. And then you can see during the battle phase, here's all of the things that are happening. So if you highlight your men-at-arms, it will tell you that it's currently pursuing, and it's getting plus 31 advantage for pursuing their bowmen. Same thing with skirmishers. They're pursuers, so they get a bonus for pursuing. Now, unfortunately, we aren't the ones who recovered that loot because we didn't initiate the battle. Can you select your unit type or terrain? Yes. So if you go to your battle map, to your overall map, and select terrain, that will tell you what kind of terrain is in the area that you're going to be going to. So you can see most of this area is all taiga, this is all forest, this is all hills, this is all wetlands, and then if you go to your men-at-arms, when you create those regiments, it will tell you what the terrain effects are. So light footmen have advantage in forest, advantage in taiga, and advantage in jungle. And because so much of our empire is either taiga or forest, light footmen are a good choice. You just need to be careful when you go down and you want to start taking over something in plains that you're using horsemen, or I don't think footmen have any terrain effect actually. Yeah, they don't. Pikemen are good in hills and mountains, and then horsemen obviously have an advantage in plains and dry lands, but they have disadvantage in all of these other areas. So all of that stuff plays into how these battles work out. So you can take a much smaller force if your troops are higher level and have advantage in that terrain, and beat a much larger force of nothing but levies, for instance. And that's also another thing this is why this game is so deep and complex. It's easy to learn, it's really hard to master because there's so much that sits underneath. So when people start telling you, here's some ways that you can play the game, it's so nuanced that, like, if somebody tells you that you can ignore development, well, sort of. In the early game, you can ignore development because all you're trying to do is expand and get more troops, because in the early game, more troops is generally better. But in the late game, if you've ignored development, all of the things that give your troops advantage, right? So let's take a look at my bowmen. Here's their damage, right? But that's not their base damage. Their base damage is 25. Well, they have 27 because we've added bonuses to them from our domain. What bonuses have we added? Well, by building hunting grounds, we give our cav extra damage, extra toughness, extra pursuit, and screen. By building pastoral lands, same thing. So the more you develop, the more bonuses you give to your troops. If you're going up against a completely undeveloped empire and you've built tall, you're going to stand a pretty good chance because your troops are going to be so much better. So there's a lot that goes into it. Hopefully that helps. And I think that's one of the reasons why people love this game so much, is because of the depth and complexity to the end game. And that's not even touching on things like diplomacy and religion and, you know, intrigue. It's super, super deep, and there's a lot of different ways you can play. It's not just, you know, go out and conquer. My daughter, so we have a granddaughter. We need to disband. This is... They're just gonna have to... We're gonna have to allow raiding. We don't have a choice. And I can't disband until we're far enough away from enemy troops. There we go. Disband. And good. We're back in the positive because we inherited somebody's domain. We inherited something from my half-sister. What did we inherit? Smolensk? Yeah, we inherited Smolensk. Alright, so let's give away... Let's grant Dubno to a low noble. And that will straighten out our domain issues. Alright, so faction has been dealt with. Now we need to start swaying people so that we don't end up in that same situation again in 10 years. Sorry, 5 years. Which means you. We need to sway you. And that's another thing too. So you saw a good example right there of battle play. Like, there was no way I was ever going to win that war. So thinking long term, what you have to think about is, how can I force them to not want to wage war with me anymore? Which is why I brought my initial army up over here and immediately took their capital. That gave me a bunch of war score so that I could enforce a white peace if necessary. And then if things start going badly, you don't have to win the war outright. You can just make it so that your opponent doesn't want to fight you anymore. And then when I took my army down and I started chasing their army, once I realized there was no way for me to catch them, then my only chance was to go over and pick off their armies over here while they were smaller and separated. So, a lot of nuance. There's also, by the way, a lot of times in this game where you're doing absolutely nothing. There are a couple of campaigns that I'm playing off stream right now where I've gone 2 entire generations on building Denmark, and I've gone 2 entire generations where I've done nothing except sit there and gather gold and build buildings. That's it. And that was all with the entirety of the goal of going over and taking East Anglia and Essex from the Kingdom of England, which we managed to do. That's not to say it's boring during that time. There's all kinds of stuff you can do in, you know, your intrigue screen and, you know, murder plots and gathering secrets and all of that stuff. It's why it's probably not a great game to stream, because it's not all that exciting a lot of the time. But I love the game, so it's not like I've got a huge audience that I have to keep entertained either. I think the people that are here that are watching this are here because they enjoy the game. Alright, what are we doing right now? My half-sister. We should be able to get an alliance out of this. The question is, do I want an alliance out of this? That was the alliance I was actually going for here, was Volga, Bulgaria. And they are of our faith. Yeah, let's take that alliance. It'll also help once the Khanates start to invade. Are buildings or terrain that favors the skirmish part of the battle, or was that mechanic? So there's different phases to the battle. So bowmen, for instance, are more powerful in the first phase of the battle than they are in the later phases, because pursuit and skirmish, so it goes, the ranged aspect, I guess you would call it, happens in the first phase, and then you've got your skirmishers, and then you've got your primary battle, and then you've got pursuit. And I could be explaining that wrong. And there are some other things like commander traits that really take primary effect. Let me see if I can demonstrate that here too. Where are your commander traits? Let me find a good commander trait. Here you go, right here. Aggressive attacker is a really good one to have because of this plus 25% enemy fatal casualties. If you can combine that with unyielding defender, this is why this guy is a great commander. So we take 25% fewer casualties and they take 25% more casualties. You can see how that works out to your advantage because your army is going to come out much better than their army, and you can continue to attack them over and over again without taking too much attrition. It's one of the reasons why I spend so much time with my marshal doing trained commanders, because those are the things you want, are commanders that end up with those traits. And by doing trained commander, you get a much larger pool of commanders with good traits and increased prowess. So don't sleep on your commanders. Good commanders can influence the battle quite a bit. Alright, what are we doing for buildings? Where's Moscow? We can't build anything in Moscow right now. But let's... I'm not giving away a hook. That's another thing too, by the way. Let's take a look at farms and fields real quick. So supplies and supply limits are big in this game, which is why when you look at development on the map as a whole, why development is also important. It's great that you can have an army of, let's say I'm Alba and I'm a clan and I conquer the entirety of Britannia and my army is 20,000 strong. And then I go to war with somebody like Francia or, let's say, the Umayyads. Yeah, it's great that I have 20,000 troops, but the second I have to sail down here, I'm going to start running out of supply fast, my army is going to start to starve, and I'm going to have a really hard time taking over a place like, let's say, Cordoba, because their development is 42 and their fort level is 12, and I don't have the siege equipment for it. Like, that's why numbers in this game as far as like, you know, going like 20,000 against 10,000. You're not guaranteed to win, and in fact, in a lot of cases, you're probably going to lose. And it's another reason why, yeah, when the cons start to invade, it should make you a little bit nervous, but not really, because they're quickly going to conquer a lot of territory, but it's all undeveloped territory. So if you've spent time increasing your infrastructure, you shouldn't have that hard a time stopping them. Like, I built an empire in one campaign. I was just doing it for the fun of it. So I started out as I forget what the primary realm here is. What did I start out as? Muafa Kid, whatever this realm is here. I started out here with a custom ruler, and I made her non-Muslim. So I wanted to spread Taoism throughout the entire Middle East, and I was successful in doing it. But the way I did it was, she starts with a whole bunch of territory here in the empire. So what I did was, I started, and on turn 1, I just freed everybody. I made everybody independent. I kept my primary realm, and then I re-expanded out. But because the development here is so high, it's one of the highest starting developments in the game in Baghdad, it was really easy for me to do that, simply because nothing could really invade me effectively. And by the time the cons started to invade, I had all of this territory. It's all highly developed. Like, we wiped them out almost immediately. Sorry, I like to talk about this game because it's so deep and fun to play. Pretty much, artist, that's exactly it, right? Like, early game, go try to invade southern Spain, and you'll just be like, you're literally banging your head against a wall. Nice. Very nice. That's fine. All right, let's hold a mystical communion. This is why you become wise woman. Yes, let's spread that trait. And we'll go to plan cultivation. I don't think there's anything else that I want in the scholar line. We don't need to convert anybody. I kind of want to switch to stewardship. Actually, no, I don't. I'm going to switch to diplomacy to get thoughtful and groom to rule, and then we're going to switch to stewardship. Alright, culture is done. There, so let's continue spreading our culture here. Speaking of which, what's culture look like? Yeah, we're pretty much all Russian now. Let's read. Thanks for stopping by, Laurentiu. It's always good to see you, man. Still got a civil war going on inside the realm. Who's fighting whom? Grand Prince Osurge is fighting Queen Sophia for liberty. but he is getting his butt kicked. Speaking of vassal wars, we still need royal prerogative. Alright, where is that city? Where's that city? You could use the boost to treasury, that's for sure. Alright, now we've got some cash to work with. Let's call a hunt. You finished converting faiths. There's our next target. Look at you go. We should find you a spouse. Anybody with lustful? Because you having a kid with somebody that's brave. Nobody with lustful. How are we doing faction-wise? Yeah, we're fine now. We don't really have any great stewards. We never have, so make it me the guardian. Alright, infrastructure. How powerful is he? Fairly powerful. I don't want to decrease our fervor, so we will condemn him. Doesn't matter what we do. Fervor goes down. This is probably my best option. want to be a witch? I think we do. Holy cow, it's a lot of movement. We don't have a physician? How on earth did that happen? Alright, well, you can go as long as you convert. Alright, we have courtiers who have not converted. And we can't convert them. Man, people really don't like us. What's my personality trait? I don't have one. How did that happen? It's interesting, I don't have a personality trait. I don't think I've ever seen that. Good lord, you're expensive. But you're very young, and you're really good. Who's raiding me? Wait. When did I get that territory? Somebody fought a war for us. Oops, forgot to hold the control key down. That's true, Roic, and it worked right up until gunpowder was invented. Patience fine. Bind them and disband them. The other thing too, Roic, about the way I'm playing is I'm currently playing on Ironman mode, so there's no save reload allowed. But you can learn a lot about this game when you're not playing on Ironman just by saving before you make a decision and then looking at what the outcome is and then reloading and trying something else, seeing what the outcome is, so on and so forth. Man, the Empire converted so fast. It was amazing how fast we converted to our new religion. sure when we inherited this. Yeah, true. Wasn't that the... At the time, it was like the largest bombard ever built? Or did they have two of them and one of them exploded? I can't even remember what they called it. It's been a while since I've read that part of history. Who are you? Most of his strength is coming from his holy order. Cabaret. I want to say there's a show on Netflix that has that scene in it. It's a Turkish show. I watched a few episodes. It was a little too soap opera-y for me, but it was funny. And of course, it's also told from a very specific perspective. What's going on here? Until we get our development and infrastructure up, I can't afford to invade anybody. Except maybe Bjarmaland. And they're pretty powerful as well. What's their religion? Are they a Satru? They are Ukanuska. What's that? Ancestor worship is fairly powerful early game. Alright, we're getting there with Grand Prince Mkula. Swaying is taking a long time. What we really need to do is start growing our temples in cities so that we're getting some income from them. She's 73. Yep, that sounds like the right title. Hey, Stefan. Good to see you, man. How are you? The acting was so overdone in that show, I could not get into it. There's a couple of shows that came out of Turkey in the last year or so that I really enjoyed, though. Everybody's converting faith for us. We don't need to bother. Holy cow, that's it. We're down to 3 counties. let's make some incursions into Orthodox country. Yeah, that's like I think I watched like 3 episodes of it, and by the 3rd episode I was just like, 2 episodes of this is enough. It was fun for that long, but I could not. It was so patronizingly Turkish. I couldn't get into the whole narrative of it. Yep. I will attend that feast. We've got enough levies to make it worth my while, I think. That was the one, Rise of Empires Ottomans. That was a really good one. And that's where that scene was, by the way, where they show him almost getting blown up by his bombards. It was that show. Even though it's going to cause us a little stress, I'm going to give her Callus. Oh, yeah. The portrayal of the Crusaders was comical. How is my feudalism spread? I think we're done, actually. I think almost everybody is feudal. There's a few minor places left in the Empire that look like they still have tribal or clan. But for the most part, I'm not sure if there's a map for that. Governments, there we go. Yeah, pretty much everybody now is feudal. We don't own this yet. And that's not us either. Yep, everybody's feudal now. So they all pretty much converted almost immediately, and the same thing with our religion. Like, she's... When did we start? 1095, so we're 10 years into her reign, and her father converted everybody maybe 15 years before that. So in 25 years, the entire empire has converted. And how is... He's got 2 months left, and then we're going to go to increasing development in Moscow again. Yeah, it was almost immediate that people started making the switch. Alright, thoughtful. This will be super helpful. Would have been great to have that from the outset. I think once you hit empire level, diplomacy is the most powerful of the lifestyles. I think they all have some value, but for my money, literally, thoughtful is super powerful. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, we could get him to 100 now just by paying him off. Alright, you need to switch to development here. What's going on with the Byzantine Empire? Looks like they just freed up a whole bunch of mercenaries. We could probably start thinking about invading here. I like how she's gluttonous and beautiful at the same time. How long do you think that's going to last with that combination? I've only done one Africa campaign and I haven't finished it. I started out somewhere down here, I can't remember which county, and got to about this size and then just gave up. I haven't gone back to that when I should. I think the biggest problem with going from clan and tribal to feudal is getting the religious reformation part done. What are we now? We are now a paragon of virtue. I don't know about that. How old are we? 55? I like some of the combinations. Wrathful and patient. Holy Moses. Holy Moses, I can see why. Speaking of fine spouse, I need to go through my court and see who's not married. Nobody lustful. Oh, there we go. There's a lustful. Alright, who's unmarried? Anybody? You are. I should marry these two. What's her name? Does she show up here? What's her highest score? Intrigue. Nope, she doesn't show up there. Don't marry off my court chaplain. She's also not married. Nice, man. If you own Cairo, you should... that's a big bonus, isn't it? You're 58. You don't need to be married. Didn't I just... Yeah, I just gave you a wife. 22, you need to be married. Are you a witch? You're a witch. Wait, are you my... She's not my physician. No, she's just a courtier. Ooh, that's a good match. You're my court chaplain. You're not going to get married. You need to get married. Plus, isn't there a university right in that area somewhere too? Come on, give me somebody lustful. Ooh, a genius. Who are you? Yeah, no kidding, always genius. It's such a hard trait to come by. My son has accused my daughter-in-law of having an affair with her lover. It's a soap opera. Ooh, Constantine. This is going to result in a war, I can almost guarantee it. Alright, he's no longer my direct vassal. Let's start swaying you. Can we imprison anybody that's worthwhile? Not you. Not you. You. Ransom you out, and not you. You. And ransom you out. Prison you. And ransom you out. And you. You're a king, so probably not. I'll pass. Thanks. Let's increase our archer damage some more. Strong hook on King Rurik. Why do I not see King Rurik in my powerful vassal? Was he the one I just transferred? You mean him? Hi, Alex. If you could not spam, that'd be great. Otherwise, you'll get banned. Thanks. Hey, Kevin. Just somebody coming in to be annoying. Somebody who wants attention, that's all. Alright, local traditional raiments, 64%. Let's do it. Meh. Still don't have any great stewards, but you'll do. Forgiving. Have we had any more kids? I think everybody is betrothed. Yeah, just the 4 kids. And my primary heir isn't great. Well, we'll have to live with it. Spineless Paragon. Well, yeah. That should definitely work. She's craven. Really? I don't buy it. Just the regular consecrate the bloodline. Divine blood. I assume, are you talking about strengthen bloodline, or are you talking about consecrate bloodline? This one. Doing fine on cash. Let's see what else we have in our domain. We could probably start expanding this too. We need to build up our cash reserves though. No, I went with temporal head. So here is my reformed religion. Esoteric, reincarnation, warmonger, equal pluralist lay clergy, and then all of the doctrines. With me as the temporal head of faith. How are we doing on development? Have we hit 10 yet? I mean 20? Almost to 20. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to take advantage of it yet because now we're in kind of sit and wait mode while we develop the empire we currently have and wait for an opportunity to expand into either Odessa and the Black Sea area or into Hungary. But they're both... Actually, they lost... Oh no, they still have powerful allies. Hello, gaming gamers. Doing in Moscow. Nothing to upgrade here. I haven't checked this in a while. Almost done with Royal Prerogative. Alright, I think that's everything from a religious perspective. Nope, there's still something out there that hasn't converted. But it's close. Did we ate up some of their territory here too. I think we took a county away from them. She doesn't have any terrible traits. Can't demand her conversion though. She's not part of our court. Yeah, that worked out all right. All right. Let's quickly throw Groom to Rule in there. You're my heir, right? Who's my heir? Intrigue by 2. Nah, that's not what I wanted. I'll spend the prestige. Stop doing this, guys. Quit costing us fervor. Oh, development-wise, you mean? Yeah. Well, don't forget, like this, and I think somewhere up here, they start at... This starts at like 25 or 20 or something ridiculous. That's where I started my Tamil campaign. It was right here. Yes, we want you to be a witch. Welcome to the witchdom. I will definitely come to your feast. Speaking of mini-turns, I'm not getting you to recook. Who is fighting whom? Bulgaria, the Dulo Khanate, and they were pretty big if I remember correctly. Not as big as they once were. Alright, we're coming. We're actually in pretty good shape to fight this war, too. One thing I will not do, though, is go into debt over it. So we're only going to raise enough troops to get to 0. In fact, slow this down even further. Right there. That's it. That's all you get. Cross the river. I don't think we need to sway her anymore. We do not. Where are all their troops? They're all up there. You should be able to handle that all by yourself. You don't need me. Dishonorable villain, huh? How are my legacies leveled? I think we're just going strictly bloodline right now. I've got a little bit in glory for the prestige. I think this was the first one I did very early on because obviously we were doing from rags to riches, so I needed the bonus for prowess and knight effectiveness. Next up will be octogenarians, and then we'll kind of play around with the rest of this stuff. Oh, I forgot to increase the speed back up. Yeah, they kind of do. We'll take that, and then we'll just go immediately to his capital. Where did his armies must have gone in here somewhere. Nothing I can do about that. Where did 12,000 raiders come from? Bjarmeland. We're gonna have to do something about him eventually. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. I guess I should be flattered. There they went. I mean, I could probably beat that, but not while I'm at war. It is amazing how in CK3 raiders have become super opportunistic. The second you go to war with somebody, they start appearing. Speaking of which, men-at-arms are all full. So we'll take the capital, and we'll come back and disband and see if we can catch those raiders. Nice job. I want to make you my heir. Except that that's not matrilineal. We could always break that betrothal, though. Oh, but he is of my dynasty. Not breaking that betrothal. guys gonna leave now? Doesn't look like it. I think we'll be able to catch them. Now he's got allies coming in too. Let's go home. Not worried about that. As soon as we get home, though, let's see if we can take out those raiders, if they're still around. Which they kind of are. Alright, dude, I did my job. You need to do yours now. Oh wait, are they besieging me? Yeah, we might have some work to do here. We don't need to anymore. Really, there isn't anybody left. Dang it, I don't want to fight you. Good job. She's like 70 years old. Walking around ripping people's heads off. Yes, I know. I'm working on it. Alright. Disband. 7 months. That's just the levies, though. We still have 11,000, so where are those raiders? Where did they go? Did they leave? They left before I could get them. Alright, well, in that case, we will come down here and relieve this siege. Yeah, she'll be fine. Come on, get there. Get there. And we're done with the war. What did they get out of that? I think that was a defensive war. All right, so yeah, Rook, I can't recommend this game highly enough. It's a ton of fun. If you like strategy games, you're really not going to get much better than this. It doesn't have the battle aspects that Total War has, but from a strategy perspective, it's much, much deeper. Like I said, it's probably not the most thrilling game to stream, but that's why I split my time between this and Total War on the stream. We're going to need to start thinking about taking this guy down a little bit. I don't know how we're going to do it, though. He's stronger than we are, and we just can't afford to raise our full force. What we need is a strong alliance, and I'm currently concentrating on bloodline and development. The expansion packs for this, I don't think there are any yet. I think CK3 is just the base game right now. CK2 has tons of expansion packs, and honestly, I'd have to go back through and look at them all. But I don't think CK3 has any expansion packs right now. At least yet. What I would recommend is, as the expansion packs for a Crusader Kings game comes out, you'll need to consider the advantages that it gives you. Some of the, like CK2, there's so many, and some of them are just completely useless, and some of them are great. Like with Total War, there isn't a single expansion that I wouldn't recommend you get in Total War Warhammer 2. Where's that happening? Just down here. Whereas with Crusader Kings, it's much more hit or miss. You any good? You're decent. I'll recruit you. Got one of our automatic fascinations done. So next up is Hereditary Rule. This allows high and absolute crown authority. Which will decrease our vassal opinion, but increase our taxes. And I believe they have to ask me if they want to wage war. Let's do it. Yeah, so Roic, as far as those expansions go, I don't know what's included in that. The only one there I think that matters would be the expansion 1. But yeah, like Kevin says, everything else is cosmetic, so none of it's really gameplay. I don't generally recommend cosmetic stuff because I don't care about cosmetic stuff. But if it adds something to the gameplay, then I'll usually pick it up. Is Tyan a Welsh name? No, Tyan is... I'm an older gamer, so I'm almost 50, and I started my gaming days way back with Ultima Online. Tyan is the first gamer tag that I used back in Ultima, and it's the tag that I used through all the MMOs that I played. So my primary character in all the MMOs that I played's name was Tyan, so I just carried it onto my channel. It's just an RNG made-up name, but I've been using it forever. Yeah, I love Daok. I was actually, I'm a Ruby supporter of Camelot Unchained, and I've been really disappointed with the development of that game, to the point where I actually asked for a refund, which was impossible to get. Same with Crowfall. Super disappointed with Crowfall's development. But, you know, when you invest in those things early access, you're always taking a chance. My steward is in a plot against me. I don't think that he is. They can quarrel in peace. We also need to call a hunt and get rid of some more stress. Full map conquest is possible in this game, yes. I haven't done it yet. Closest I've gotten so far is, it's a campaign I should probably finish at some point, is I've conquered, so everything from this area in Africa, all of the Middle East, all of India and China and Tibet, all of the northern steppes. So I've gotten like basically this area. That was the campaign where I was spreading Taoism as my goal, which I successfully did through that whole area. I haven't gone back to that one in a while. I can't remember where I'm at in that one. $1323, so there's still 100 years to go in that one. Sorry, I'm distracted. Just got a bunch of text messages from a whole bunch of different people. How are we doing as far as development goes? We're not quite to 20 yet. I think once we get to 20, we'll start spreading development out a little bit more. Maybe get Smolensk upgraded a bit. I didn't realize convert to witchcraft was a scheme. I need to start doing more of that. Who else do we want to be a witch? Let's go through our dynasty. Let's get our heir converted. What time is it? Only got about 15 minutes or so left in this stream. If I had known that was a scheme, I would have started doing it a long time ago. Who are you? Nice, artists. I did not know that. I will see if I can't get that done. One of them is already a witch. I think she's already... Could have sworn one of these guys was already a witch. Yeah, she is. So that'll make 2, and then I'll convert her or him. Oh wait, can males not get... I guess they can't get the witch trait? I thought they could. Maybe it's because he's not part of my court. Oh, he would hate me if I did that. It would certainly work towards breaking up his kingdom, though. Divine Communion. Is everybody else doing stuff? Yeah, everybody is doing what they need to be. Welcome. Welcome to being a witch. Alright, let's convert my other daughter. She's a witch! She's a witch! Burn her! You know she's a witch. Thank you for increasing our religious fervor. We're at 100%. And you are on the last county, I believe. Nope. Looks like we've got a couple more counties that converted. God, I hate giving up hooks. I think we're at a point now where we've got enough prestige that people knowing that we're a murderer doesn't matter. She floats! What else floats? The duck? The duck floats. So if she weighs more than a duck, she's a witch! Ugh, pilgrimages cost so much money. We don't have anybody of different faith in our realm. Although I can't afford the stress. Welcome. So you're saying I should have a coven now? Where do you see that? Let's see, do we get the trait Mystic? We do. Where do you see if you have a coven? She's a witch. She's a witch. And she's a witch. Or is it only courtiers? It's under decisions. Ah, found a witch coven. At least 60% of adult house members Holy cow. You've got to convert a lot of people. Alright, well, let's start going through the members of my house and seeing if I can convert them. We've got some work to do here. I don't think you've got anybody left to convert. Oh wait, yeah you do. Something happened down here. I thought you meant you only had to convert your family. It's your entire house. You've got to convert. How are things going down here? Not that it really matters, since we still can't raise the full force of our army without going broke. It's callous, ambitious, and gluttonous. Doesn't care about that. How dare you challenge me? Can host a grand rite activity. Well, now I'm curious to see what that does. Witch Coven, 10% fertility, medium health boost, and scheme power and resistance. That's pretty nice. I can see why you've got to work so hard for it. Yeah, you hussy. Nope, nothing we can do there. Alright, what do we want to do? We're almost dead. We aren't going to be going to war anytime soon, so none of that matters. Do I want to go back to learning for the development growth? We're going to be spending all of our time converting people to witchcraft, so we aren't going to have time to befriend. It's too hard of the family. Yeah, that's a good shout, Stefan. Once your dynasty starts getting large. So I have to convert 60% of that. So 90 something people have to be witches. Well, that's my dynasty though, not my house. Where do you see how many? Here we go. House. Where's just me? 89 members. So 60% of that would be 60 people. Still, that's going to be a lot of people to convert. But it looks like it's pretty quick, so... go by rank. And let's convert you. Did I convert my son yet? No, we'll do him next. So at 9 months, she might have 7 years of converting left. So she should be able to convert 15 to 20 people. Oh, so if they don't convert, then you can't convince them later. Well, it looks like everybody's 95% for her. So she should get most of them. I mean, you could do that, or you could do murder schemes, but you really don't want to. You don't want to impact your dynasty like that. That's why I see a lot of people giving advice on forums for killing heirs so that their kingdom doesn't split up, especially in the early game. And I'm like, you're really hurting yourself in the long run because your dynasty is going to be impacted by that. Who? Oh. Is he one of the low nobles? How's your house doing? Created a cadet branch of mine. Like, I only kill off heirs because of problems with secession as an absolute last resort. The spouse of my daughter and heir has passed away. That's alright, you guys already had kids. So, now, let's see what we can do from an alliance perspective. Not you. I don't want to go alliance internally. All right, Stefan, thanks for stopping by. And actually, that's pretty much where we're going to end this stream today as well. 10 o'clock, I've got to get out and get a run in. And then get ready for a new Total War stream this afternoon. So this is actually a good place, once I get her married off, to call it an episode. Yeah. Since we're not going to get a decent alliance because this is going to be matrilineal, let's go with inheritable traits and prestige gain. We do want adults, and there are none. So we'll go with traits. Thanks for stopping by, Roic. Good to have you on board. If you haven't had a chance, do hit that subscribe button for me. Let's convert him. And then that is where we'll call it an episode. As always, appreciate everybody who stopped by to take a look today. Roic, Stefan, Zardis, Gaming Gamers, Kevin. Did I miss anybody? Laurentiu. Thanks, guys, for participating in chat and keeping it busy for me and entertaining as always. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. Like I said, do hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't had a chance. It does help grow the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Point some of your friends this way. If they're strategy gamers and they're looking for somebody new to get on board with, feel free to point them over here. If we can get to 500 subs, we might be able to get a partnership with CA to get some early access to Total War content, so that would always be a bonus. And we'll see everybody back here for the next episode. Thanks a lot.